What's up, everyone? Welcome to Coastal TV, episode 4. My name's Pete Magazoo, and this is
Matthew Glancy.
Joining everyone across the land. Thanks for watching. Whoever you're watching from, if you're on YouTube or if you got here from Instagram or Facebook or however you ended up on our podcast, we're thankful that you're here watching with us today.
Welcome.
Welcome. So this past weekend, we had an awesome weekend of Christmas Eve
time in the city.
I guess technically Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Matt, tell us about Christmas Eve service and how it went.
Christmas Eve service, crazy. A lot of people.
Tons.
The Creasters came strong.
They always do.
Like they always do. So that is always interesting. But I just think, I don't know, like I said kind of before, last episode, that it's such a heightened, sensitive time, you know, around Christmas time. So it's just really cool. It's cool to be a part of it, cool to see it. I know I was nervous because I was doing the welcome, and I was like, oh, man.
Nervous.
I know. I always get nervous. That's a shout out to anyone who speaks publicly. I don't know about you, but I get nervous every time I'm in front of a crowd. Could be 5 people, could be 500 people. Doesn't matter. Always nervous. But I think it went well. I think it went really well.
Interesting.
And it's exciting. And Christmas is awesome.
It's always great to see our volunteers on the team here step up, and with all the new faces that come in at Christmas time and Easter time, the Creasters, so many new people come in our building, and we really want to show them the love of Jesus and explain to them who Jesus is and why he died for them, and why maybe coming to church
Amen.
2 times a year doesn't save you or anything like that. And that's why, you know, we have the altar call moment at our Christmas Eve service, and we do that a lot, but it's just always so special because I don't think people see it coming on Christmas Eve. They're like, oh, well, get our family nice and dressed up, and you go to Christmas Eve, the next thing you know, bam, all your makeup's running as you're crying walking up to the stage to accept Jesus into your heart. But that's such an awesome time, and I think that's something really unique about Coastal Christian is that when we present the gospel, we call people forward, not just to say, like, look at all these people, but we want people to go public in their faith, and we want people to be able to stand in front of a congregation and say, this is what I am doing with my life, and we can help hold them accountable and help them grow. You know, so many times you see people and they're like, all right, everyone close your eyes and bow your heads, and if you want to accept Jesus into your heart, raise your hand. No one's looking, don't worry, no one's looking. And every time someone says that, I'm like, why not? Like, are we catering to man's like fear of other people, or are we going to allow God to work and allow us to see, like, hey, like, my friend just accepted Christ, I should go talk to him about it. You know, like, that's something that I think is very unique about Coastal, and that is always awesome to experience, much like we just did last night.
Absolutely.
At Christmas Eve.
Something valuable you should learn if you're not saved and you're coming to church and there's a possible altar call, wear waterproof makeup.
That's a good idea. We should actually sell it or give it away for free in the lobby. Like, redo your makeup if you think you might get saved today.
Because when Jesus moves, I'm just saying, the tears flow. It happens.
It does.
Even for me, it's
even
crazy.
For me, yeah.
Yeah, like, in all
just
seriousness,
people come up.
all joking aside, when people get saved, it is moving. And it always takes me back thinking of the first time I accepted Christ, thinking of, like, that was the moment. A lot of people think, like, that's the end, you know, like, I accepted Christ, that's the end. I'm like,
saved.
No, actually, like, that's the beginning. I'm like, you just made the decision that it's literally the catalyst to change your entire life. So it's amazing, and it's so cool when Coastal, you, me, just the ministry here, we get to be a part of that journey with people. So
yeah. And now that Christmas is over, you know, we spend our time. Summers
Christmas
are huge, and then we kind of gear towards Christmas. Christmas is over, and we're going into the new year, and there's so much that we are so excited for at Coastal in this new year, that we are praying for, that we are expecting God to do. We really think God is going to do great things with Coastal, through Coastal, this coming year. And there's so much coming up. You know, Easter is only a few months away. We're already preparing for Easter.
Oh my goodness.
Which is like Christmas 2.0. Yeah. Like, more people come and more people hear the gospel on Easter than any day. It's like people call it the Super Bowl for churches.
Yeah.
We're already looking forward to Easter and really excited for what God's going to do there. We're already pumped for our ocean baptisms coming up this year, or this past year, 2017. We actually did 3. We've only ever done 2 before. We did a June and a September ocean baptism, where we take our congregation out to the beach, and anyone who's baptized, we take them into the water. And I think the past 2, we had combined around 150, 160 people baptized, which is awesome. So many people getting baptized. And this past year, we actually had to do a 3rd in October, which is insane. I really feel for the guys that were in the water that whole time baptizing people,
I was one
because
of
that
them,
water
actually.
was cold. Oh wow, I did not know that. I was not there.
I know.
But maybe we'll do 3 baptisms again this year. I don't know. Maybe
4.
that becomes a thing. Let's do 6.
Going for 4.
Yeah. But so that's coming up. Our summer concerts are going to be coming up. Our men's conference is coming up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
so much is going to be happening, and it's all going to come so quickly.
The gyms are packed. Salad is being sold like it's going out of style.
Salad?
Yeah, because people are on diets and they're like, "Oh yeah, salad."
Get me my
Anyway, so
Baconator.
as you're saying that, and thinking about the new year, this is also when youth ministry starts to pick up event wise. And like the past summer, we did like Closer Walk, Creation Festival,
Right.
but our biggest event of the summer would be Word of Life Summer Camp. So get ready, Island Youth, because it's coming your way.
Now that's like they go to Scroon Lake. Is that how it's pronounced? Because I never think I pronounced it right.
I always just say Word of Life because
We're going to Word of Life.
It's Scroon or Shroon.
Shroon.
It's definitely Scroon.
Something weird
pretty
like that.
It's Scroon Lake, upstate New York. Yeah.
And they go for a week, right?
Yeah, it's a full week, and the Word of Life Bible Institute staff are the ones that run it. So, I mean, it's really cool as a youth leader because you pretty much go.
It's like vacation,
And you just kind of,
basically.
yeah, kind of a vacation, except for when, like we talked about, I think before, you have like 5 or 6 kids in the
Kids
infirmary.
get hurt. Kids get
Yeah.
in trouble. Kids
But other than
run
that,
away. Kids
it-
steal the bus.
I hope
that
I
didn't
hope they
happen.
don't steal the
Did not
bus.
happen.
Yeah. I no longer have a job. Thank you. No, but seriously, really cool that Word of Life is a very gospel oriented, gospel emphasis, making sure you understand the saving knowledge of Christ camp. So when you come there, not only are you going to have a great time, and anyone who's listening, if you have not been to summer camp and you want to go, hey, look, if you're from first grade all the way up to 12th grade,
Or if you're a worship director.
or if you're a worship director and we need more chaperones, you should go. And if you're saying, hey, I don't know, I'm telling you, like, we've had kids that have gone that are like, man, I've never been to camp before. And then they go and they're like, oh my goodness, like that changed my life.
Dude, camp is the bomb. I look forward to it every year. And the thing is, crazy about camp is you get there and then you're like, oh, it's Monday. Like, I've got till Friday. And then, like,
Friday comes.
it's you blink your eyes and it's Friday and you're like, what? And then you're like, okay, well, 51 weeks till camp next year.
Yeah,
And
oh
you
my
start
gosh,
counting
yeah.
down and like, it's the best. Like, you got good food. You've got getting away with your friends. You get away from technology and get
Yeah.
away from just the average life and spend time with Jesus, spend time with other people who are there to do the same thing. It's literally the highlight of my year growing up. And I know our students here at Coastal absolutely love it and are already looking forward to it.
Yeah. So come see me here at Coastal if you want to go and you haven't gone, and you should go. And if money's an issue, we can work on that. So
We
just-
should give away a camp ticket.
We
on this
actually, I think we can
podcast.
do that. We can do that. That
Stay
is-
tuned
That is a possibility.
in the next few weeks. Make sure you watch every
Yeah,
episode.
make sure you watch.
I'm just gonna say it, even if the worship ministry pays for it,
I think that's
we're
thing.
gonna give away a ticket on this podcast for one of you youth who are watching to go to camp, not an adult.
Yeah,
Let's
not
be
an
clear.
adult or a worship leader.
Well, our next segment for
Next segment.
our podcast today, we want to talk a little bit about what's going on. We don't have a name for this right now, but Matt, what is going on in Ocean City?
Yeah, so local news update. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Martin Luther King Day, right? So January 15th, Ocean City is having a Martin Luther King Day of service in Ocean City. Ocean City is inviting residents to participate in a day on, not a day off.
That's cool.
In honor of Martin Luther King's civil rights efforts. So Ocean City will honor this legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King by participating in its annual Martin Luther King Day service. So yeah, January 15th here in Ocean City. It is a Monday. It is, I believe it's like all day.
I think they're doing like citywide cleanup and like lunch and giving out like
Oh, boom, 9 a.m. to
There it
noon.
is.
Okay, sign up to be a part of this. So if you want lunch or anything like that, and you want to be here, sign up. It's really cool. I mean, Martin Luther King did some pretty cool things for this country. You know, the
Yeah.
whole civil rights movement was a firm believer in Jesus. So Pretty cool.
And actually,
come out
2
and
days,
support it.
sorry, but 2 days before
for
this, on the Saturday at 1 p.m., there's actually a ceremony that, honors Martin Luther King in the Performing Center in Ocean City High School. That's January 13th at 1 p.m. So if you really kind of want to just dive in that whole weekend of service, you could hit up the high school on Saturday at 1, honor Martin Luther King for his history-changing work that he did in our country and for this world. Come to church on Sunday.
Hey.
And then go and serve the community on Monday. And I'm sure you'll see Coastal Men in Service out there doing stuff like that. I'm sure you'll see other people from Coastal getting their hands
And this is a
involved in that.
shout out to people. Like, if you are not familiar with events in Ocean City, they shut down like all the streets.
Yeah.
So like
The busiest streets too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Asbury Avenue is like you can't find a spot. In fact, you're not even allowed to park. Like it. But anyway,
They
so
close it down like days in advance.
what I will say is 6th Street typically you can enter on, right? 6th Street, which is down by the Ocean City Tabernacle, or I think as far down as like 15th or 16th, but usually 6th Street is your best to find parking and things like that. So look forward to soul food, fried chicken, and cornbread. Will be available for you. And if you have any other information that you might need, contact 609-399-6111.
6-1.
That's the number we're given, so we're gonna call it. We're gonna try
Pass it
it.
on. Yeah, let's call them right now.
Let's call them right.
On top of that, I found this article that I just want to read
Okay.
because it was just
Okay.
it was powerful.
Okay.
This is from Madison, Tennessee. After completing his 5th and final sermon of the morning Sunday, celebrity pastor Zane Wilder of Green Acres Community Church reportedly fretted backstage that he had come off too preachy,
What?
reports confirmed. He said, "I started calling for faith and repentance." Really, Zane? Repentance? Ugh. He lamented in the green room after service. "I sounded like a real Bible-believing Jesus freak up there. What was I thinking?" he added. "Man, I hope we didn't lose anybody today." Wilder then reportedly reviewed tape of his sermon, and he cringed at several points, such as when he asked the audience to open their Bibles to the book of Romans, and at one point when he used the phrase, "It's not about you." This, of course, is our satirical article of the episode from one of my favorite websites, the Babylon Bee.
What the
It's not
heck?
real.
Okay.
This is an
What does it
awesome
say?
website, babylonbee.com. It's Christian satire. They make fun of things about the culture that Christians created. And it's just funny because it's true. Like, we need a button for that. That's funny because it's true. Because some churches out there will distort what the church is supposed to be, and it becomes like the
Yeah.
Grammy Awards for churches, or some incredible performance. And like, it's funny. It's like, I can't believe I used the phrase "it's not about you," when that's the phrase that needs to be thrown at churches. It's not about you. It's not about
Well,
you.
it's crazy you say that, because I was literally on my way over to do this podcast. I was listening to a sermon from Passion City Church, but I believe it was Carl Lentz, maybe.
Is that the
or-
Hillsong New York pastor?
Yeah, Hillsong NYC. But he was specifically talking about how he had this one guy in his fellowship, and I could be totally butchering this, but I know I got the story right, so I'll go with the story. I could be butchering who's saying it. So anyway,
Bleep that out.
Yeah, we'll bleep. Thanks, Matt Stokes. You're training me well. Anyway, so this young man in the fellowship grew up Catholic, got saved, was coming to the fellowship there, and I guess Carl Lentz, or whoever it was that was working with him, he was saying, like, what do I do to change my family? You know? And Carl Lentz was like, well, his main point was, it's not coming and worshiping with a song. It's not coming and doing all these different things that you see. This is a part of it. What it really is you being the change and you doing what's different to like to actually live the gospel. That was his whole point. And Pete's lost. And Pete's gone. And we're lost. We're gonna have to cut this whole part out and retake. Anyway, so yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I tried to hold it in.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm still gonna
crying.
I'm still gonna push through to get my point. It is what it is. I gotta stop watching Impractical Jokesters. That's the problem. That is what's causing issues in my life.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But anyway, so as you were saying that, I think this is powerful. It makes sense to me. This guy would go back to his family, right? And he was being the change. Like this is a saying that changed my life. You can't change people, but you can be the change people see. Okay? Like, my goal in life as a Christian should not be to change people. My goal in life should be to live Christ in everyone's vicinity and proximity to them, and that will in turn change them.
Yeah, let
Not-
God change them. Let the word
Absolutely.
change them.
So this young man, like going home to his family, whatever. So this, I guess it was Carl Lentz or whoever it was, the guy that was giving the sermon, was like at a restaurant, and he said, this woman came up to him and said, "Yo, are you that guy?" And he was like, "I think I'm that guy." And he was like, with the place. And he's thinking like, probably, like I work at a church. Is that what you mean? And she was like, yeah. My son, right? And right away he said he knew who she was talking about. He's like, my son has been coming to your mass, right? And has been, reading this book you gave him and all these things. And you could just hear the religiosity coming out of someone, of what they think, right? And he said, he had this conversation with her and she said, "You know what?" She goes, "I'm not fully convinced, but she goes, I really like how my son has changed." This is what she said to him, right? Literally, he said the next week, the son came out and his whole family came to church and every single one of them accepted Christ.
Wow.
The whole family. So like this new year, what I would tell you guys, what I'm telling myself is don't worry about changing people, but be the change people can see. Because you have no idea what kind of impact you're going to have on somebody. So just as you were saying that, that's what I was thinking of. I don't know, pretty powerful. We have an opportunity to be the church. You know what I mean? Not to just do church.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it for our podcast. Episode 4 is done this week. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit subscribe so you get notified every time we release a new podcast. Make sure you comment below. Maybe there's something specific you want us to talk about that's going on at Coastal or going on in Ocean City, or you have a really crazy idea for a segment or a funny challenge that you want us to do. Comment that below. Share the video so your friends can see it as well. Like, share, subscribe. I hit them all. Have a great week and God bless.
God bless. Happy New Year.